It's time now to talk about an exciting new piece of technology that I'm sure you're all very much looking forward to. It's called Digital ID, which is short for digital identity, and it's set to be mandatory in the UK in the next few years. Let's learn more about this fantastic concept in this article from the BBC. What is the plan for digital IDs, and will they be mandatory? The government has announced plans to introduce a digital ID system across the UK, with Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer saying it will ensure the country's borders are more secure. The IDs will not have to be carried day to day, but they will be compulsory for anyone wanting to work. The government says the scheme will be rolled out by the end of the Parliament, meaning before the next general election, which by law must be held no later than August 2029. Well, this sounds fantastic so far. I mean, I'm on board, and I'm sure all of you guys are in the comments as well. This system sounds like a no-brainer. Let's read on. The digital IDs will be used to prove a person's right to live and work in the UK. They will take the form of an app-based system stored on smartphones in a similar way to the NHS app for digital bank cards. Information on the holder's residency status, name, date of birth, nationality, and a photo will be included. Announcing the scheme, Sir Keir said, "You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that." And you know what, Keir? I think it's an excellent idea. I stand with you. The government says the scheme is designed to curb illegal immigration by making it harder for people without status to find jobs. Ministers argue this is one of the key pull factors for migrants entering the UK illegally. Employers will no longer be able to rely on a national insurance number, which is currently used as part of proof of right to work on paper-based checks. Yeah, I mean, I suppose theoretically, some employers paying in cash, for example, could still hire illegal migrant workers and just not bother to check their new digital ID in the same way that they might not bother to check their national insurance number, but that doesn't change the fact that digital ID is still amazing. Liberal Democrats Shadow Attorney General Ben Maguire told the BBC the party was struggling to see how the policy would have a meaningful impact on illegal migration. Look, when I think of digital ID, it conjures up a series of exciting words in my mind, like secure, robust, sustainability, innovation, integration, constipation. No, that's not. Okay, let's just move on. Ministers have ruled out requiring the ID for access to healthcare or welfare payments. However, the system is being designed to integrate with some government services to make applications simpler and reduce fraud. The government said that in time, digital IDs would make it easier to apply for services such as driving licenses, childcare, and welfare. It said it would also simplify access to tax records. The government said they could also be used to streamline verification processes across private sectors, for example, when opening a bank account. Digital ID. To me, it's like morning sunshine on your face. A warm cup of hot cocoa on a winter's day. A hug from Granny at Christmas. Digital ID. How could anyone be against it? I mean, who doesn't love hot cocoa? And Granny. Let's take a look now at this article from bigbrotherwatch.org.uk. No to digital ID. Stop Britain sleepwalking into a database state. Support the campaign to say no to a mandatory digital ID. The government is considering a proposal for mandatory digital ID scheme called BritCard that would make us all reliant on a digital pass to go about our daily lives. This system would fundamentally change the nature of our relationship with the state and turn the UK into a papers-please society. We all want to be able to prove who we are safely, privately, and conveniently, but a mandatory digital ID is not a magic solution for all situations. It is inconsistent with values that underpin a free society and poses serious risks to privacy, security, and equality. The article goes on to talk about a groundbreaking new report called Checkpoint Britain: The Dangers of Digital ID and Why Privacy Must Be Protected. And then it lists the key findings. At their worst, digital ID systems can enable population-wide surveillance, curb liberties, predict and shape people's decisions, or be abused for the tracking and targeting of marginalized groups. There is little evidence to prove that a digital ID system would deter illegal immigration or employment fraud. It would instead burden law-abiding citizens and businesses. A digital ID system is highly likely to be used for more than just its original purpose. The government is already considering proposals that would require digital ID for employment and rent checks. A digital ID could be used to track everyday interactions such as voting online, paying bills, and shopping. The e-visa system's errors and failures raise serious doubts about the government's ability to manage a giant digital ID system. A majority of the British public have expressed serious concerns about the government's ability to protect the vast amounts of personal data collected in a digital ID scheme. I'll include both articles linked below if you'd like to read them in full. Now, this reminds me of this article that I discussed several years back in 2021 from the always awesome World Economic Forum. It's about digital identity, and if you scroll down, it has this picture of all the things that digital ID could one day be tied into. And obviously it's brilliant. So let's read through some of those things now. Healthcare. For users to access insurance, treatment, to monitor health devices, wearables, for care providers to demonstrate their qualifications. Financial services. To open bank accounts, to carry out online financial transactions. Food and sustainability. For farmers and consumers to verify provenance of produce, to enhance value and traceability in supply chains. Travel and mobility, to book trips, to go through border control between countries or regions. Humanitarian response, to access services, to demonstrate qualifications to work in a foreign country. E-commerce, to shop, to conduct business transactions and secure payments. Social platforms, for social interactions to access third-party services that rely on social media logins. E-government, for citizens to access and use services, file taxes, vote, collect benefits. Telecommunications, for users to own and use devices, for service providers to monitor devices and data on the network. Smart cities, to monitor devices and sensors transmitting data such as energy usage, air quality, traffic congestion. Well, that sounds super convenient and super awesome to me. And it goes to show the wide range of potential applications for a digital ID beyond simply trying to curb illegal immigration. Digital ID is an exciting new cutting-edge technology like something from a sci-fi movie, and I'm sold. This will improve all of our lives dramatically, and I'm sure you're sold too, dear viewer. A glorious new future awaits us all. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.